Steam is one of the most popular services for PC gaming. In addition to their game store, they make it easy to manage your games collection. Coming up, I will show you various tips and tricks every user needs to know for getting the most out of using Steam. Let's get started. To get things started, here at the top, let's go into Library. If you're switching over to a new computer or want to clear out space, Steam lets you install or delete multiple games at a time. First, select your games individually by using the Control key and clicking on each one individually. On Mac, instead of Control, use the Command key. After you have your game selected, right-click on any of them and select Install. You will now see the install options for the games you selected. Uninstalling numerous games already installed works the same way. Select your games. Instead, when you right-click, you get the option to uninstall. If you want to create organized categories for the games in your library, this is easy to set up. Select the games that you want in that category. Right-click on any of them and select Set Categories. Give this category a name. I'll call this one Racing. Click on Add Category. Then OK to finish. You will see your categories in the left pane at the top. Over time, your library will fill up with games you did not enjoy or don't have time to play that you no longer want to appear in your library. To hide those games, you could use the batch method to select several games or one at a time. Right-click on any of the games you selected. Same as the previous tip, select Set Categories. Instead of adding to a category, just tick the box for Hide this game in my library and click OK. If you ever wanted to see your hidden games, hover your cursor over Library and select Hidden. To return a game back to your library, right-click on it and select Remove from Hidden. There may be times when you need to clear out space on your drives for newer games. If you want to see which games are taking up the largest amount of space, go to the View options in the upper right and select List View. Just below that, click on the plus icon. Then in the drop-down, click on Size on Disk. This will add a new column. Clicking on it will switch between ascending and descending size order. To improve your experience navigating Steam, it is possible to open links in new windows without having to leave your current page. Just hold down the Control or Command key while clicking on any link, or use the middle mouse button to have it open in a new window. There's no limit to how many windows you can have open. With more than 30,000 games in the Steam store, it can be difficult to separate the good from the bad when looking for a new game to play. In the left pane, select By Curators. Here you'll find recommendations by like-minded people you follow to make finding new games easier. If you click on Find More Curators, it lets you sort between those that are recommended for you and most popular. At this time, I'm only following two curators, the PC Master Race Group and Tech Raptor. There may be times when you need to buy a game that's not available on Steam. It is possible to add non-Steam games to your library. These games won't be updated or saved using Steam Cloud, but adding them unlocks the Steam Overlay feature using Shift plus Tab, and friends will be able to see when you're playing that game. Here's how you do it. In the menu bar, click on Games. Then select Add a non-Steam game to my library. Find your game in the list, tick the box next to the game. After that, click on Add Selected Programs. That game will now appear in your library. The Steam Cloud does a good job of backing up saved games on the titles this feature supports. In addition, I'd recommend backing up locally as well. If you've ever had to deal with a cloud save being corrupted on any service, this will save you a lot of hassle. In the menu bar, click on Steam and select Backup and Restore Games. In this example, we'll back up. I usually uninstall games after playing them, so this list is short. Select the games you'd like to back up. choose your backup folder. I prefer saving to an external drive. Find the folder and hit select. Give your file a name. Ignore the file size unless you're backing up to a CD or DVD. The next screen will show the backup status. Restoring a game is straightforward. Just follow the same steps, choosing Restore instead of Backup. Steam offers a method to share games with members of your household called Family View. This allows you to restrict the content you don't want others to access within Steam. To set it up, in the menu, go to Steam and select Settings. Make sure you're in Family and select Manage Family View. This will let you choose the games and content that are allowed by those sharing your computer. I don't share this computer with anyone, so I'll leave Family View disabled. If you continue on, you will be prompted to create a PIN that will give you access to content you restricted. Back in the Family settings, to authorize library sharing, you will need to tick the box and select the other accounts you want to share with on your computer. Let's now go to the in-game settings. A useful tool when playing around with the graphical settings within a game is the in-game FPS counter. Clicking the drop-down arrow lets you choose where you'd like the FPS counter to appear when you're trying to get the highest frame rates possible. When you boot up Steam, their store is the default home page. If you'd like to change the opening page, let's go back to Settings, and in the left pane, select Interface. Other than Store, your choices are Library, News, Friends, Friend Activity, Community Home, and Servers. If you hate the design of Steam or find it boring, you can give it a new skin to change how it looks. One of my favorites is called Air. I'll link to this in the description. The install instructions can be found in the FAQ on this page. To activate it in Steam, in the interface settings, go to where it says Default Skin, select the drop-down arrow, and select Air for Steam. Then click on OK. Then the button for Restart Steam. Steam will restart with the new skin you selected, giving it a new look similar to Google's Material Design. I've changed back to the default skin to make it easier for most of you to follow along. If you want to change the download and install location, let's go back to Settings and go to Downloads. Select Steam Library Folders. Clicking on Add Library Folder lets you choose any folder from any drive connected to your computer. I'll cancel out of here. I prefer to have games on my SSD for quicker load times. To make a folder the default location, right-click on it and select Make Default Folder. Steam will auto-select the server location nearest to you for downloads. If you're having download issues, you might find that things are better if you switch to a new region. It might also be helpful to enable some of the download restrictions. If your internet is slow, limiting the bandwidth might help you out with any bottlenecks on your network so others in your household can still access the internet. If you have gigabyte internet speeds, you have no worries, so select No Limit. Twitch is a popular service for streaming broadcasts that other people can watch. Steam has its own broadcasting tools as well. You can get to this page by going to Community at the top and selecting Broadcasts. If you'd like to share the streams of the games you are playing, let's go back to Settings and select Broadcasting. This is where you can make tweaks to your video and audio quality, enable a chat window, and privacy settings. Selecting Anyone Can Watch My Games will make your streams public on the Community Broadcast page. Thanks for watching. You can check out one of our other videos right here. If this video is useful for you, give it a thumbs up and share with others. If you're new to this channel, subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss out on the newest tips, tricks, and other tech-related stuff from TechGumbo.